All right, folks, I hope you have your graph paper handy. We are going to need your graph paper because you're going to need to for sure write this example down and the steps down. So what we're going to show you is how to actually graph those inequalities on a coordinate grid. So if we have the inequality y is less than or equal to 2x minus 3, there's 3 steps that we're going to walk through, and I would really recommend that you write the steps down, so you might need to pause in order to have enough time to copy them all down. So the first step is to solve the inequality for y, and basically that means get it into slope-intercept form. So you notice that I already have this particular example in slope-intercept form, so we can consider step number 1 done. Step number 2 is basically to graph the boundary line, but this time there's some unique differences. A boundary line is going to be solid if it's a greater than or equal to, or a less than or equal to line, or I'm sorry, sign. And then it would be a dashed if it is just a less than or a greater than sign. So that's one piece for you. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to try the best that I can on this smaller graph. We're going to go ahead and graph our line. I know that I want to start at -3 because I know the shortcut in slope-intercept form, so I would make my dot at -3. And then I'm going to go up 2 and to the right 1 and make my next dot. I'm going to go up 2 more and to the right 1 more and make my third dot. And I'm probably going to make a 4th dot just for good measure. So up 2 and to the right 1 on that. If I go back to my original equation over here, I notice that it is a less than or equal to sign. So I want a solid line. You guys already know that it's not real easy for me to draw straight lines on here, but I'm going to try my best. Oh, yep, missed completely. Oh boy, that's not good. Hopefully you guys can pretend with me that I have a straight line right there. Boy, that's really sad. And of course, you know, I put the arrows on the end of it as well. Oh goodness. Oh geez, that's awesome. Anyway, let's move on to our next step then, after we've graphed our straight line. We would go ahead on step number 3. Oops, sorry about that. On step number 3, we want to shade where the possible correct answers would be. Since in this case we have y is less than or equal to y, we're actually going to shade all of the numbers that are on the bottom part of that line. Okay? If the equation or if the inequality would have said greater than or equal to, then we would have shaded in the answers that are on top of the line. So I would go ahead and on my graph, I would actually shade in with my pencils, and obviously you guys can do this a lot better with your pencil, but I would shade in the space that's above. Oh, look what I just did. I hope you guys are really enjoying the comedy of this video because I'm on the wrong part here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and erase this one. See, even your math teachers make mistakes too. I'm going to erase what I just shaded, and I'm going to try to shade in below the line because that's what needs to be shaded in when it's a less than or equal to. All right, you guys can laugh at me tomorrow for this one. All right, I would go ahead and hit pause just so you can kind of absorb some of that information, and then you can move on to example 3.